Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that.
Morning, what it do, so with the camera, shot like a lamb, big boss out, boss dog. Can't pull through the door, here to talk to this box of fucking my soliloquy. Remember, tough times don't last, good people do it on officer. Caught him in the fight, I may be mad at peak game, made it folks on West Wayne. Alright, we're gonna start with the obvious. Edgar Berlanga gets stopped by Hamzah Sherraz. Let's talk about it. I told y'all, Edgar Berlanga is not that good, bro. I told y'all he's just a power puncher, right? These are the things that I tell y'all. I said, man, look, he got power, but that's all he working with. He don't got nothing else, you know? And as you saw in this fight, when you look at the first couple rounds, he was struggling with the height of Hamzah Sherraz. And he was kind of jumping in with that jab, which was leaving himself open to get countered by the right hand. You get what I mean? And then once round 4 hit, you know, that's when he got dropped twice. You know, I mean, Hamzah Sherraz just really start putting hands, fists, and feet on him at that point. You know, start putting some combination punches together. Edgar Berlanga, like I told you, stayed on the outside. And that's not nothing you want to do when you're going against a taller, I said tighter, pause. A taller, longer ranger fighter, right? Those skinny, long ranger guys, a lot of time they got power, right? Because they don't got nothing restricting them. They don't have like all the showy muscles and stuff like that. So they able to properly develop, you know, power. You know what I'm saying? Not saying all of them, but a lot of them dudes, you know, when I used to compete, there was a skinny dude I used to spar. He had explosive power, right? Kept me on my toes, pause, you know what I'm saying? Those wiry guys, they have a lot of power. But Hamzah Sherraz, you know, start countering Berlanga and, you know, really just put combination punches together and hurt Edgar Berlanga and dropped him, right? Then dropped him again, you know, minutes after that, and, you know, was saved by the bell. You know what I mean? I thought technically they should have stopped the fight after that. I'm not gonna lie to you. They should have stopped the fight at the end of round 4. But came back round 5, and Hamzah Sherraz just kind of waited patiently. He saw that Edgar Berlanga was hurt. He saw that Edgar Berlanga didn't have the legs. He just waited patiently and placed his shots, and he was able to drop Berlanga for a 3rd time, and they stopped the fight then. The things that I took away from this fight is it showed that Edgar Berlanga don't have high boxing IQ. Like I told you, he's a guy that's kind of built up by promoters, and he just got power, right? And he don't know how to utilize his power. He don't know how to set it up. You know what I mean? He don't know what to do when he in there with a taller, longer ranger fighter, like I said before. And that's why I kept telling y'all, although, like, let's say he won this fight hypothetically, right? And he backdoored and wanted to fight Caleb Plant. I'm telling you, Caleb Plant boxed circles around this man. There's a reason why he didn't want that fight, right? Because of that aspect. You know what I'm saying? You know Caleb Plant got high boxing IQ. You know, and that's what I'm saying. You know, Edgar Berlanga, I'm not saying he can't get high boxing IQ. I'm just saying right now, how he's currently being taught, I don't know if it's him, you know, because his dad seemed like he know a lot about boxing, right? So I don't know if it's him or it's just a disconnect from his dad. I don't know, right? But Edgar Berlanga boxing IQ is not that good, bro. You know what I mean? He got to go back. Now, the beautiful thing is he's young. He can go back to the drawing board and come back. But he's going to have to reinvent himself. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You're going to have to stop all that talking and reinvent himself and just hone in on boxing. You know what I mean? Now, he cool with Edgar Lubin. Edgar Lubin been stopped before. You know what I mean? So, maybe he can learn from Edgar Lubin, because Edgar Lubin is a true champion. You know what I mean? So maybe he can learn from him and just stay in the gym and just come back full force. You know what I mean? But he definitely takes some time off and just soul search yourself, bro. That's what it is. Now, another thing I want to point out is this. Canelo. Hamzah Sherraz is being promised a Canelo Alvarez fight by Turkey Al-Sheikh, which is bad, and here's why this is bad. Canelo Alvarez got to fight Terence Crawford September 13th, right? A fight I'm not watching. But he's fighting Terence Crawford, okay? How are you going to promise a fighter an opportunity to fight Canelo when we don't know if Canelo is going to beat Terence Crawford, right? Now, I think so, but I'm going to tell you why I don't think so. I'm going to tell you why this looks bad on Canelo in a minute, okay? You can't see him prematurely announce opportunities, right? Especially when you got a Canelo who was washed up fighting a Terence Crawford, right? That's just what it is. Canelo got more miles on his body than a Terence Crawford do, right? He's fought more. He's more active, right? He's been in more wars. He's fought better competition, right? So when you look at the totality of the circumstances, when you look at how this fight shaped out, I don't understand how you could prematurely announce, based off this performance, he gonna get a Canelo opportunity, right? Now, I know Turkey trying to look out for his boy and get him paid, but you don't know for sure if Canelo is gonna beat Terence Crawford, right? Although boxing logic, normally the bigger guy wins, right? So how this looks bad on Canelo is Hamzah Sherraz just disposed of Edgar Berlanga, right? And y'all remember, I was talking about Canelo is washed. This is the reason why I say that. Okay? Canelo dropped Edgar Berlanga with a hook. Edgar Berlanga got up, slapped his gloves together, kind of like he kept doing when he kept getting knocked down, slapping his gloves together. I don't know what that symbolizes for him, but he kept slapping his gloves together. Oh, I don't get that, right? But he slaps his gloves together, and he gets back up. He finishes the fight. Canelo didn't put him away, but Hamzah Sherraz put him away viciously and violently in his hometown, right? So this goes to show you how washed up Canelo is. That proves my point. Young Canelo, and I get it's different styles. But all I'm saying is younger Canelo, if he gets you hurt, he gonna get you out of there. Right? And it just goes to show you that Canelo is washed and he's stat padding at this point in his career. Right? And I get it. Edgar Berlanga's a big dude. You know, yada, yada, yada. I understand that. But at the same time, it's like, bro, how do you go about understanding that Canelo is not what he once was? He's not what he once was, right? He's just popular now because of his past endeavors. He's finna give another young dude, possibly, if he get past Crawford, an opportunity to get paid instead of fighting the fight that we want, which is David Benavidez. That's the fight that we want. We don't want to see Canelo versus Hamzah Sherraz. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care for that fight. All I want is Canelo versus David Benavidez. That's the fight we want. That's it. I don't care for Canelo against Hamzah Sherraz, right? I'm just being real. And real boxing heads understand what I'm saying, bro. We want relevant fights. Like the video I made the other day. Go check it out. We want relevant fights. Right? So I want Hamzah Sherraz, man, to basically fight Caleb Plant. You know, I know Caleb Plant lost, but fight a Caleb Plant, Jamar Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, you know what I mean? Those guys at 168. You know what I mean? I just think, man, there are too many guys who deserve But really, Dave Benavidez is the only one that deserves a Canelo opportunity right now. Everybody else, they gotta prove themselves at that weight class, and that's what it is. Not even little old Terrence Crawford deserves an opportunity, but he aligned himself with the right guy. But to get back on topic, shout out to Hamzah Sherraz. He did a damn good job. This is gonna be a journey for Edgar Berlanga, but I think he can come back from this. Right? To get back on topic, to circle back, I think he can come back from this. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. He just gotta get in the gym. He gotta get in the gym. He gotta work on his craft. He gotta gain boxing IQ. I don't know if he needs a new trainer. Like I said, I don't know if it's him. Right? I don't know if it's him. I don't know, like, you know, if it's Pops. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's something that needs to be looked into, because he not really, it seems like he's remaining stagnant, right? In my opinion. He has to develop. I don't know what's going on with him, right? Because he didn't look like he knew what to do. You know what I mean? He didn't look like he knew what to do. He looked like that power was bothering him, and he was just trying to tough to it. It was just a lot going on. And it felt like Berlanga, when all else fails, I'm just gonna try to let this right hand go. Right? So I just think that, man, he gotta go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Reevaluate himself, and then, you know, get in the gym. You know, I said, take some time off. Don't take no fights, but just get in the gym. Just get in the gym, you know, and work. That's what it is. He can bounce back from this, but he got to improve his boxing IQ. He got to humble himself, too. That's it. But congratulations, Hamzah Sherraz. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's go.